Hi guys, Dino Vinyl Times. Yes, I'm back. It's been a while, nearly 8 months I think, since I made my last video for the VC. Yeah, kind of life's getting in the way a little bit. Obviously we had the little man, Noel, so he's taken up a lot of time. Work's been fairly busy, and as if you can see that bright blue light there, that's a new kind of hobby I've got into, and that's a saltwater marine fish tank. So that's taken up a bit of time and a lot of money, but I've still been buying records and I've still been out and about. I've been interacting on the Facebook vinyl community, so I have still been around, but just not made some videos in a while. So just thought I've got a bit of spare time, thought I'd make a video. Just a few. I'm not going to go in depth with loads of records because I've bought a fair lot, and I just want to fucking blat through it. Plus I've only got 15 minutes on the iPhone, or else I can't upload it. So I'm gonna whip through fairly quickly. In the background, Avalanches, since I left you, the XL Records version. This is the later press, not the 2012 press blue one, but this is the 2001 XL press. I'd love to get the original modular, but they're well expensive. You've seen this one before anyway, I'm sure you folks know about it. Great album. Talking of the Avalanches, managed to pick this up only last week. This is the Avalanches Undersea Community on Rex Records. This is one of the first EPs they put out, with also alongside Roxy. This came out in 1999, I say on Rex Records. Only limited to 1,000 each, and I picked this up on eBay for 17 quid. I couldn't believe it, it's so cheap. There's only one copy listed on Discog, and it's going for 90 odd pounds, so super stoked to get that at a reasonable price. Got some good tracks on this, but only stuff I've kind of heard off of YouTube and sites it's been ripped to, so really cool to finally get this on vinyl. 10 inch, yeah, that is. Next up, this is Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds. What's the bloody track again? Track is The Right Stuff. But this is a bit special, this one. It's remixed by Massive Attack. There are two producers from Massive Attack. Their names escape me at the moment. But yeah, this wasn't cheap. This was £25, and it's only a 12-inch single. So a little bit expensive, but the artwork's done by a guy called Paul Insect, who's a fairly famous London artist. So I had to have it. Obviously it's Noel Gallagher, I've got to have everything that he's done. So I picked it up for 25 quid on the day. It's sold out, only limited to 500 copies, and now they're going for a crap load more money than this, so really stoked to have this. And the actual remixes are pretty good. I'm really quite enjoying the remixes. I know Noel's got an album coming out later in September, which remixes all of his tracks off of the new album, so that should be pretty cool. Which I've got ordered on coloured vinyl as well, so that was pretty cool to get. Check it out online if you can. If you can find a decent copy for less than 100 quid now, you're doing alright. Yeah, well worth it. Yeah, so it has been a while since I've posted it, made any videos, so I'm just going to whip through these, because some of them you've probably seen on the Facebook if you've been following me on the Facebook. Yeah, so I'll just whip through them. Some more Noel Gallagher. This is his second album, Chasing Yesterday. Really like it. I still think the first album slightly pips it for me, but this is great. I mean, it's really good. Some of the tracks off here that I really like is The Right Stuff, In the Heat of the Moment, and The Dying of the Light, which I just think are all cracking tracks. Yeah, this is just plain black vinyl. There was nothing special about this one. I got it just 2 days before I went to see Noel Gallagher play in Manchester at the MEN Arena, and yeah, just what a night, absolutely brilliant. So that was pretty cool. I'm sure, like I say, most of you have seen that one before. A band I've only just recently got into, probably a bit slow on the uptake. This is Alt J's second album, I believe, and I don't know what the title is, because it doesn't say on here. It's just that triangle, but I'm sure somebody will tell me. Yeah, I only picked it up last week, but this is the 2 colours version, and I believe I've got the red and the yellow version. of the coloured vinyl. Well, I know I have got the red and yellow version of the coloured vinyl, so I'm gonna have to try and find the blue and green one just to match it, just to complete the set. Really like their stuff. I am a bit slow on the uptake with this, and also, quite ironically, Noel Gallagher hates this band with a passion. So just to prove that I don't hang on every word the man says, but I really like this. So if you haven't checked him out, check it out. Next up is one of my Record Store Day 2014 videos. So that's how long ago since I've made a video. Obviously Record Store Day was back in April. I was actually working that day, so I did go out and I did buy anything on the day. Lucky enough, I had a few guys that were out and about for me. Well, they're out and about for themselves really, but I asked them to pick me up a few bits and pieces. This was the main one I wanted, and this is Ocean Colour Scene at 25. An Ocean Colour Scene live at the Bridgewater Hall with Q strings. So this is a whole live album. I'm not normally a massive fan of live albums. I don't know why, I just I'm not a massive fan, but yeah, it covers all the big hits. It's pretty good. The only thing is missing, I don't know, I think, no, it's not on there. Robin Hood probably would have to do it for me. That's not on that track, kind of lets it down a little bit. It is on, oh come on, it won't come out now. It's on a nice white vinyl, which is pretty cool. The quality is not that amazing then, it's not the best press, but this is put out by, who is this put out by? Live Here Now, so it's not the Ocean Colour Scene's normal record label. I don't know quite what was going on there with that, but it's alright, and it's Ocean Colour Scene, so again, I've got to have it in the collection. Yeah, happy days. Some more OCS. Really happy to get this. Taken a while to come across a really good copy. Ocean Colour Scene's third album, Marching Already, which I put up there. Probably my second favourite album of theirs. This was kind of the era when, towards the end of Britpop, sort of coming towards the 97, 98 time. Brilliant album. Some of the tracks on here, obviously 100 Mile High City, which is just rocking, and Debbie Road and Get Blown Away. Just awesome. It just reminds me of my childhood, well, my sort of later teen years, early teen years. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant album. Just so stoked to get it, and yeah, not cheap anymore this. So that was pretty cool. Next up, some more Ocean Colour Scene. It's a Mechanical Wonder. This came out in 2001, I believe. Yeah, 2001. This is on Ireland. Again, it's quite not an easy album to get hold of anymore, but I got it for a sensible price off eBay, so I think it was about 30 quid. It's not one of my favourite albums of theirs. I don't know. I just after Moses Shoals and Marching Already and One for the Modern, this kind of was a bit of a letdown for me, really. But again, I know all the tracks off it, obviously. I spent some time in Turkey back in 2001, and this kind of was the soundtrack to that 4 months when I was in the military. So yeah, so it does mean something to me in that respect. But I mean, I just don't hold it there as high as some of the other albums. Some of the highlights on here would probably have to be Give Me a Letter and Sail on My Boat for me. But yeah, if you not, I mean, it's worth checking out, but just not one of my favourites. And here is one of my favourites of theirs. This is their third album, One for the Modern. This is a brilliant album. They're quite hard with Ocean Colour Scene because a lot of people think that Moses Shoals was their first album, which it wasn't. They put out Ocean Colour Scene, which the band themselves never liked, which I think I've talked about before in a previous video. So it wasn't until Moses Shoals came along is when they kind of found their feet and definitely found their sound. And it's the first three albums, in my opinion, which are the best. So that was Moses Shoals, Marching Already, and this one for the Modern. Some of the songs there just really set the tone for me with Ocean Colour Scene. I Am the News is a great rocking track. It's called July, but I always call it when June becomes July. Emily Chambers and Soul Driver, just amazing. Again, quite a hard album to get hold of now in good condition, and you will pay good money for it. But Ocean Colour Scene, I've got to have it. And as far as the Ocean Colour Scene collection goes, I'm only missing 3 albums of theirs now. One is Maudsley Shoals. It's going for about £100 now, and I'm not sure if I can. Well, I can justify it, and I will justify it one day. It's just having that spare £100 because it is one of my, along with the Avalanches, it's one of my top grails. So, yeah. So it's only Maudsley Shoals I've still got to get. I've still got to get Hyperactive Workout, and I've still got to get Songs for the Front Row. But they're both albums that are hard to find. Well, no, Hyperactive Workout's not hard to find, but Songs for the Front Row is, because it was signed. Every copy was signed, and they go for quite a bit of money as well. But yeah, this is well worth it. Check this album out though. Brilliant. One from the Modern. Just curious on time, just keep an eye on the time. Next up, Oasis. I made a little video. I think this is one of the videos I made last time, so people probably know that I've got this. Anyway, yeah, Standing on the Shoulder of Giants, Oasis, from when was this? This was 2000, yeah. This on Big Brother. Original, I bought this and it came sealed. I couldn't leave it sealed, so I made a little video, because I asked people on Facebook what they think I should do, and they said, crack that bitch open, so I did. But yeah, it's Oasis. It's all good in my opinion. I don't think they made a bad album. So yeah, I just love it, and I'm just glad to have an Oasis album in my collection. I still need to get all the originals, which I'd like to do. I have got some of the reissues from later on, but some of the early reissues, but I want to get some originals. But as Dean Jordan will know, they are not cheap. But yeah, brilliant album. Probably the favourite tracks of the Gas Panic and Sunday Morning Call. Definitely. Another Record Store Day album I bought. Yeah, I was really happy to get this, and I only knew about this sort of last minute. This is the Maccabees first album, which was never released on vinyl until Record Store Day. This was limited edition of only 1,000. Managed to pick it up for 27 quid off of Amazon 3 days after Record Store Day. 2 days after Record Store Day. These were going for over £100 as well. £100 seems to be the standard price nowadays for some rare records. I don't know why, but they do. But I managed to get it for 27 quid. I also told, I think it was Mark Serrano about this one. Yeah, it's brilliant. This is number 570 of 1,000. Yeah, brilliant album. Toothpaste Kisses is the last track of this song, last track on this album, which is just fantastic. A lot of this, for you guys in the UK, a lot of the songs of this are featured on the original series of The In-Betweeners, so if you've never checked it out and you like some music off of The In-Betweeners, definitely worth getting hold of this album. Brilliant, but like I say, it's only limited to 1,000, so you might struggle, but you never know. Some more Maccabees, who have also just released a new album, which I need to get hold of, which they've done a dark blue vinyl issue, so I'm going to try and get hold of that if I can. But this was their third album, Maccabees Given to the Wild. I started listening to this back in 2012, but I only managed, that was on a download, only managed to pick up the vinyl a few weeks back, and it's stunning. Love it, absolutely love this album. This is probably one of my highlights of the last 3 or 4 years music wise. If you've never heard it, please do check them out. The songs on here, Feel to Follow and Ayla, are just awesome. Pelican probably up there as well, well worth it. It's on Fiction Records, a UK band. They become really big now, so their fourth album is going to be huge, I think, and yeah, well worth checking out. The Maccabees, check it out, awesome. Last but not least, I'm going to do this really quickly. No, I'm not going to say that for the next video. Right, I'll be back in a sec.